got me dancing around so much that I'm making tiny mistakes. Like this could be a warp gate already, and I didn't notice. I am keeping up with my upgrades, making sure I can, once I have been able to turtle and kill his units, that I will have a big death ball to push out with. So he tries to engage here, but I do have stalkers in the line. Not enough apparently though, but I do have cannons too. He's going to engage the cannons, and here comes my reinforcing stalkers to deflect that attack. And now keep in mind, guys, that when you have your military units in your mineral line, like my stalkers for example, those muta are attacking your military units, yes, but the splash damage is also killing your harvesters, so you have to be careful of that. Look at this harvester, he's got like no health, and that is because of the splash damage from the mutas. So yeah, finally I've got those powered again. I've got this one opened up, and I've taken a base down here. Now he's got his muta sitting here, and he didn't even realize this was here. He, I think, just moved command them down to this corner so they were safe from me pushing out and finding them. But he didn't pay attention to his minimap. He didn't see this expo right away. Now I knew he was there, and I knew that as soon as he saw that on his minimap, this new expo would be his biggest target. So this is pretty well cannoned up. I put a pylon back here so I could drop some cannons behind the line, and here he goes. He finds it, he realizes it's there. He knows he could take those cannons, but here come the stalkers, and he is going to have to run away. Now he realizes, though, that my stalkers are at this expo, and I won't have any mobile stalkers here. But that is the beauty of warp technology. I can build all over the map, and I'm getting the Twilight for Blink, because I know I'm going to be predominantly stalker heavy, and I'm going to want Blink so I can chase down those mutas, and you can use single target Blink micro to resist Zergling surrounds, and it's really nice. I really like it. So getting the Stargate so I can start producing Phoenix. They are really cheap, and with Chrono you can really spit out a lot really fast. And here come those muta again for a harass, trying to take out my gas, and those cannons and the stalkers are going to rip them up. This is a very, very wasteful play by smartyjosh. Not very smarty you, Joshy boy, but he's bringing in more reinforcements, and he is cleaning up my stalkers, so he did a lot of damage to my military. And you know, as Zerg, sometimes that's the best way to go, because if you think about it, it's much easier to replace a Zerg army than it is to replace a Protoss army. The unit cost is much different. Because, I mean, let's go back to the units lost. He's lost 103 units, 105 units, but still, in resources lost, he is ahead. So that just goes back again to show you the difference in cost between units and how easy it is to replace a Zerg army. And sometimes it's just good to throw your army at the Protoss army and do the damage you can, because, yeah, now I'm just reiterating, but I did just catch up in resources lost. That was a pretty expensive attack for him, and he didn't really do the damage he needed to. I am going to drop a starport again to replace the one he killed. I think for him, the Twilight Council was the thing he needed to kill most. Because I am just going to begin amassing a large ball of stalkers. And even if there aren't phoenixes in the air, the stalkers are going to be a problem for his muta. And so really, I think he should just be switching out of muta, maybe going to broodlords, because if you use this dead space here, if you put your broodlords here or here, my stalkers can't do anything if he starts shooting at my mineral line with broodlords from here. So think about that, guys, too. A lot of people just fly their broodlords over the main ground and wonder why stalkers can blink under them and kill them. Well, that's why. So that is beginning to be a lot of muta, and my brave little warrior here is going to wander forward. Those muta could probably engage the stalker ball and kill them, especially with link support, which he's going to try and do here. But I blink into the cover of my cannons. I need to start warping in more stalkers, but I think I'm trying to keep some stalkers in the main. Yes, I am. I don't want him to be able to abuse the mobility of the muta. That's the word I was looking for. Muta. Okay, so I am trying to get this saturated, chronoing out. You know, normally I'd say don't queue up this many probes, but I've got chrono and I've got lots of extra cash, so that's what I'm doing. And you guys can shut the hell up. So I'm starting to pile on this base to get ready to cannon it up so I can take another expo. I really want my fourth. Still staying up with the upgrades. I think I am on 1-1 now, so this will be weapons 2. So yeah, anytime you're turtling like this, guys, just try to stay on top of your grades so that when you are ready to push out, you have a beast of a force. And you know, push out when the timing feels right. You gotta keep in mind where your opponent is in the game. You know, I didn't do too much scouting. In fact, I did very little because he had me boxed in so much. But because he was so aggressive, I did get a good view of what his military looked like. Now, this Muta ball is huge and is really ripping through everything I have. It's starting to look bad for me. And if he focus fires stalkers, he can really kill them quickly. Now this is some Phoenix Micro can keep Muta busy for a long time, and like I say in all my noob camp videos, guys, sometimes you don't need to kill a harass, you really just need to keep it busy, and that bought me a little bit of time. It allowed me to get into my next warp cycle, keep him killing units rather than buildings, because you know units are replaceable. And it bought time for my stalkers from the other base to get here. However, they're going to get caught in my own buildings. I do have blink, but hey, who micros? Anyway, yeah, so I'm able to deflect that and blink down and do some damage. He's going to come back and fight it, which isn't a good decision for him. He's going to lose more Muta than he wants to, and I will be able to warp in more stalkers, and it's going to be more than he can take. So always keep that in mind, guys, when you are pushing. Yes, you see a lot of units. You make a calculation of whether you can kill those units or not. And here comes down to my natural, keeping on the pressure. This is a pretty exciting game, guys. Never a dull moment. I was going to make a joke, and then I forgot. Anyway, so Phoenix tearing apart his Muta. And, yeah, he lost a lot. He lost a lot of Lings. He lost a lot of Muta. And I'm still losing in terms of resources lost, so his pressure is paying off, and but he hasn't been able to keep me contained. I have half the map at this point, almost half. I had these two bases, but you know, I'm not seeing his creep halfway across the map or anything, so it's a good sign for me. And his Muta count just keeps going up. Now this this was terrible Phoenix Micro, and I said it right away, ew, miss Micro. The reason that happened is because as I sent those Phoenix out to get those Muta, I hit 2 or something. I hit one of my hotkeys and selected my warp gate. So I ended up rallying my warp gate, or not my warp gate, my Stargate. I ended up rallying it right here to these Mutas. And I realized I did it, but yeah, I lost my Phoenix. So that was sloppy, guys. And that can happen to anyone, like my opponent said. And more harass. He's still poking and prodding with those Muta. And you guys have to remember that when you have those Muta, they're not, like, they are a strong unit to mass up. But because they're so expensive and they are frail, you don't just want to sit back with them. So if you guys are trying to build up a big ball of Muta, poke and prod as that ball builds. I mean, don't let them die. If you see a situation where they're going to die, pull them back, but you need to be causing damage with them while you build up that ball. And then once it hits that point of no return, I mean, you can get a scary ball of Muta that can just rip through anything. And at that point, you know, you can run over an army. But yeah, no, he's doing a good job with the poking and prodding, but he is letting me kill too many of them. He could have a stupid amount at this point. Anyway, so I'm pushing out now. I see him taking this next expo. I see his Muta ball sitting here, and he's not going to engage my army. Instead, it looks like he's going to go try and base race me. And I don't think he realizes I have this 4th. He does go for my main. I think if he went for my 4th, that would have been a much better choice for him, because, I mean, there's nothing at my main anymore. Anyway, he was trying to get Ultralisk, so that was a good tech switch. But I don't think... Oh. I don't ever remember seeing these hatch while I was playing. Be curious to watch this now. Anyway, so these Muta are ripping through my stuff, but it's not a big deal. I am going to warp stuff in, but I'm not going to engage with it. Are these Ultralisks going to come out? I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I think my army is just going to kill the eggs. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to engage with these stalkers until I have enough to actually deal with the ball. I don't even know if these Ultralisks are going to hatch. I really want to see that. And the Ultralisks do hatch. I never even noticed that when I was actually playing. So that's funny. And another one comes down from the top of the ramp. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Anyway, now I engage because I do have a great deal of stalkers. And it's going to pretty much rip through that Muta ball. These stalkers are going to clean up the extra base down here. He probably has another one up here. Now, he did not get ahead in bases, even though he tried to contain me, and that's because I did do a good job of defending as well as expanding while defending. I didn't try to turtle into one base. And, you know, I'm really happy with how I played here. I thought I was very reserved, but in a good way, you know, not too static. I made sure I was killing his units. So I was aggressive defensively, I guess you could say. GG's, well played. It's a very nice manners from smartyjosh. And I really enjoyed playing this game. This is probably one of the most fun ladder games I've played in a long time. And thanks for watching, guys. I'm SSNIncarnum. I hope you took something from this video. And you're watching StarCraft Inc. Cheers.